I was wondering why it's dark in my room. Apparently, it's 10:30 p.m., which means that I've been working all day on This Week in Stupid, because this week has been very generous. I gotta say, the mother of stupid people must be always pregnant, because I don't understand about the articles that I've just finished reading. So if you guys tune in tomorrow for This Week in Stupid, I promise to you, you will not be disappointed. But alas, I'm left in a huge predicament. I need to make a video for today, and I've already used up all of my material for tomorrow. And a person DM'd me this picture, which I gotta say is the most painful picture that I have ever laid eyes upon. Because I was relaxing, eating some spicy ramen, and I gotta say it was quite spicy. And all of a sudden I saw something in this picture which caused all of the spicy ramen from my mouth to explode through my nose. I thought I was going to die. This lady is a Hasashin. She's a Hasashin. She tried to take me out. And I will tell you, okay? Now, before I tell you what I saw in this picture, which made me laugh, full disclosure, okay? Trigger warning. Make sure you're not drinking anything hot. Make sure you're sitting down, because you're going to burst in laughter. Your sides are going to be in orbit, and I want you to stay safe and healthy. So you can be healthy and give me super chats, okay? I'm not just empathetic. I'm also minding my own interests here. But hear me out, okay? Maybe some of you have seen it. What these ideologies, what they all have in common, the common denominator is Marxism. Now, the logo of Marxism is the fist. Usually as the white power fist for some reason. I don't know. It's usually made white, right? But in this particular case, she's complaining about right-handed privilege, and she's got a right-hand fist. I mean, I don't know what to say. I can't make this any more funny. The sarcasm and the irony writes itself. They're trying to put the Onion out of a business. But I guess they have to be like this, right? Because it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's very difficult to get in if you haven't gotten it at this point. And you gotta stand out. I mean, you gotta come up with something original. But again, it's an industry that's meant for talentless people. Kind of like the clergy in the old day, you know, like they would. So it's very difficult to justify making money in this current economy, which is already oversaturated. I know it's Marxism, but supply and demand apparently still applies. And by the way, like, I don't even need to read her lecture to know what she's going to talk about. Like, she's probably going to say that left-handed people need to dedicate their lives in order to uplift right-handed people. And left-handed people are oppressed, but some of them are at the intersection of oppressions. You know, some person can be left-handed, but they can also be black, or they can also be gay. So they're even more oppressed because of that. And only once all oppressions are being uplifted can we live in an equitable society. And probably like the worst person imaginable, the worst person in the world is a cisgender straight white man that's also right-handed. Am I right or not? Did anyone actually read this lecture? Please let me know. I'm more than willing to issue an apology if I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong though. By the way, why do I call it a multi-billion-dollar industry? Where, let me tell you, like, some of the new job opportunities that this industry created, like Marxism has helped capitalism make a lot of money. So for example, did you know that if you write a book, your skin color is very important? So let's say you're an Asian and you write a book about ancient Egypt, and your focus is on the story of a lesbian Egyptian woman. Well, if you just do that, you may get in trouble, because you may have a group of activists that are going to raise hell about it on Discord or Twitter, and they're going to downvote your book, they're going to harass you, they're going to try to get you canceled. So what can you do, right? Because it's not your fault you're born an Asian. What can you do? Well, you can use the help of an Egyptian. So you can hire, for example, there's a website where you have people with various stats and talents. So for example, you can have a person that's like a black woman that's also a lesbian, that's, you know, also left-handed. Or you can have a gay man that's also transgender, that's all that. So what you do is like you get the correct talent skill in order for them to read your book. Now, this used to be proofreading where they would just look to see if you made any grammar errors or anything like that. But now you get like the person with autism to read your book about an autistic child in order to make sure that you haven't wrote anything offensive. And after you get like the stamp of approval, if the activists start complaining, you're like, nope, you got this person that actually proofread it. What are you on about? Go talk it with them if you don't like it. It's almost like a racketeering business, right? You need protection in order to write art. What's also interesting is that corporations do the same thing, like Coca-Cola, for example. Coca-Cola doesn't want to be accused of racism, so what do? They get Robin DiAngelo in order to have a seminar to lecture people and to explain to them how not to be racist. And then if some employee of Coca-Cola sues the company for racism, Coca-Cola can go like, what are you talking about? Like, we have anti-racism seminar. We educate our workers better than Oxford. They can put it on their resume that they specialize in anti-racism and packing Coca-Cola bottles. Well, what racism do you see in the company? It's pretty much similar, I guess, to how in the old days you'd have a priest to sanctify a building. They did that in my country. I don't know if they did that in yours, but like, let's say you had like a university opening and the priest would come in to sanctify the building. Of course, the priest would be paid for that service. Pretty much what Robin DiAngelo is now. She's like a modern clergy. She's part of the multi-billion-dollar industry, which makes sure no racism ever happens. So that's pretty much it. And, I think this is what this lady is trying to get at. She noticed that there might be a niche in the market. Maybe it's like right-handed people, they might be a problem. So I'm going to be like the right-hand specialist now. It's kind of funny if you look at it. It actually becomes more interesting, right? Because they say the world is organized for right-handers. This is kind of like the intelligent design argument, isn't it? Like the world is created, right? It has a creator, and the creator made it in a way. And did you take into account that like if you have a glass and you try to pick up pebbles from the ground and fill the glass, you will never fill the glass 100%. But if you use liquid, if you pour water into the glass, all of a sudden the glass fills to 100%. Does that mean that the liquid was designed to fill the glass? Maybe it's the other way around. So maybe the world isn't organized for right-handers, but maybe the world is organized based on what is a pattern. So that means that if the overwhelming population is in a way, marketing companies are going to try to cater to the overwhelming majority. Why? Because it's easy to mass produce, because of replaceable parts and all that. So, for example, if you buy furniture, you can just buy a furniture that's mass produced, that is cheap, or you can have a custom-made furniture, but that's going to be more expensive, because mass production is cheap. So when you mass produce, you're going to look at the likelihood of the people using it. So you're going to end up making things like, let's say, a gaming mouse. It's going to be for right-handed people. That doesn't mean that there aren't mice for left-handed people. That's the beauty of capitalism. If anything, I think like most of the things nowadays can also have like left-handed, I guess, capabilities. But it's not out of malice, right? It's not out of like the world is designed. I mean, if tomorrow, let's say, the overwhelming amount of people that are being born are going to be left-handed, then the world is going to be designed for left-handed people. It's not a design aspect. Not like right-wingers are, right-handed people are congregating in order to conspire. But I guess, like, this is left-leaning conspiracy theories, isn't it? If you think about it. I guess it makes sense. You know what's also interesting? Do you know how we got rid of right-handed, left-handed discrimination? Because when I grew up, I don't know how it was outside of communism, but in socialism here, all the teachers would try to get the kids to be right-handed. I mean, I had a teacher that had this massive ruler and would like smack the hand of kids which were left-handed. Under socialism, that thing was acceptable. Not acceptable now, but what I'm trying to say is that because of equality, everyone had to be right-handed, right? And the way it got rid of this discrimination was people simply stopped talking about it. People stop bringing it up. If people were whining about it today, I think you might have either had right-handed discrimination, like the left-handed would manage to discriminate against the right-handed, or left-handed would still be discriminated. But the main focus is like, just stop talking about it. The moment you stop talking about it, then it goes away. I guess the hand abolition movement, huh? Also interesting. Why do you have a gender abolition movement but not a race abolition movement? Is that not a good question? Anyway, I'll see you guys on my live stream. Yes, I will live stream after this. So, see you there, and hopefully you enjoyed. And don't forget to come tomorrow to This Week in Stupid. Take care.